morning! This is a special video for anyone who's celebrating a birthday. So first of all, happy birthday! And what a wonderful way of waking up and acknowledging, wow, I'm here, I'm alive, life is good. So besides from life being great, let's make our bodies feel great too, and our minds, and just everything coming together. So let's start by, this is a special birthday yoga. And oh boy, just sitting down, I'm all creaky. It's raining where I am today, so things are starting to feel a little tight. And if you feel the same way, what can we do but stretch, right? And so yoga is a great way of coming together and just feeling good. So I invite you to take a seat, whether it be on a chair or an ottoman or on the floor, whatever your body's craving for, do that. And let's get comfortable. Sometimes it's really nice to sit on a blanket or a pillow. So today I think I'm going to take this wonderful blanket and fold it up and sit on the edge of it, which allows my hips to open up a little bit more, and it just feels a little bit better in that I can straighten my back a little more. So whatever adjustments you want to make, do so please. And here we go. Just noticing that we're here. We made it to this mat, wonderful. And looking around and just seeing where we are, right? Just being very present in the moment and noticing what's around us. And then we're going to take it in a little more into our breath. Noticing how we're breathing. Noticing any aches and pains as we're sitting down. Maybe adjusting a little bit. And if it feels comfortable, I invite you to lower your eyes or lower your gaze. Putting your hands on your lap. Maybe facing your palms upward so you can bring all the good energy in. As we sit for a moment in gratitude of making another year of life on this planet. Just being grateful for all the wonderful things that have come today or are to come. Being safe in our home. Knowing people in our lives. Maybe we have a special loved one, or maybe a special friend or an acquaintance, whatever it is. Just being grateful for that. I invite you to bring your hands together in the center of your chest, heart center. I'm alive, and I'm going to make the best of this day. And bowing your head to your hands, whatever intention you have for yourself, and say it mentally or out loud. And then we're going to release our hands. And we're going to really do a gentle stretch to make our bodies feel wonderful. And then start the day. Wow, what a difference when I took off that blanket. I'm going to put the blanket on for a little bit longer because it allows me just to feel a little more centered and tall with my back. Okay, so from here, sitting up nice and tall, noticing how our vertebrae goes all the way up. And even just imagining it, like the stacking of each of the vertebrae, just stacking. If you just imagine it right from the tailbone going up, and as you're thinking about it, it's almost like we're consciously sitting up a little taller, a little taller, a little taller, a little taller, till, you know, we're as high as we can possibly be, as tall as we can be, and we feel really nice about that stretch. And so from here, we're going to just take a breath in And as we breathe out, we're going to turn to the right as slowly as we can, and just notice the stretch in our neck on the left side. We don't want to go too far, but we want to go as far as gives you a nice stretch. And breathe out, coming back to the center. Breathing in and breathe out, this time to the left. And back to the center. And now we're going to take our right hand and place it on our left, near our left ear, and gently guide our head towards the right side, feeling a nice stretch along the neck. Breathing in and breathing out, and then back to the center. And with our left hand, we're going to take our hand to our ear and slowly, gently place it, guiding it towards the left. Oh, what a juicy stretch on the neck. Not too hard, just enough to say we care. And then let our hand up. Beautiful, wonderful. From here, we're going to take our right hand. We're going to place it by our right side, and taking our left hand up as tall as it goes, and then stretching towards the right. And you may want to slide this right hand over. As long as your hip is staying on the ground, that's great. And stretch to the diagonal, breathing in and breathing out, breathing in and breathing out. And then back to the center. Notice how one side is feeling compared to the next, and that's okay because we're going to do the other side now. Taking the left hand and placing it by your left thigh. Your right hand goes up nice and tall, and then leaning over to the left. And then you may want to stretch this left hand a little bit over, whatever feels comfortable, but stretching that right hand diagonally all along, getting a great stretch on the right hand side, and keeping our hip down. Breathing in and breathing out. And then slowly releasing that back to the center. I'm going to come off my pillow because blanket. I'm going to do a little bit more twists. And so from here, we're going to take our left leg and put our foot slightly over our right knee. So it's on the other side of our right knee. And if your hip comes up, you can place a block or a blanket there. If it goes down, that's great. Wherever you are, whatever works for you. And now sitting up nice and tall, taking your right hand and wrapping it around your left knee. And if that feels great where you are right here, stay here. If you want a little bit more, you can take your left hand and place it in the center of your back and just slowly turn over your left shoulder. Just slowly gazing over your left shoulder. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And slowly returning, unraveling this leg. And now bring the other leg on top. Your right leg, your right foot goes over your left knee. And then you want to make sure your hips are both down. If that doesn't work, put a little blanket or a block. Adjust this accordingly. And now taking our left hand, wrapping it around our right knee, sitting up as tall as we can, and then slowly guiding our gaze over to the right. Taking a breath in and out. In and out. And then slowly coming back and releasing them. Let's put our legs out straight and just shake them out. Shake, 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 shake. Okay, and now we're going to lie down on the mat, slowly going down. And from here, we're going to keep our left leg bent and just straighten our right leg. And now from here, we're going to take our right leg, taking a breath in and pulling in our lower belly. We're going to take a breath in and raise our right leg up, keeping our knee straight, and go as far as what's comfortable and far as your knee will allow it to be straight. And then slowly bring it down. Breathing in, going up, and slowly going down. Breathing in, going up, and slowly going down. Breathing in, going up, slowly going down. One more. Breathing in, going up, and slowly going down. And now we're going to take our right leg and bend it to meet the left, and straighten the left leg out. Once again, pulling in our stomach, the lower abs, and taking a breath, breathing in, and bringing up our left leg wherever it's comfortable, and slowly bringing it down. Going back up, and slowly going down. Breathing it back up, and slowly going down. Breathing it back up, and slowly going down. One more. Breathing it back up, and slowly going down. Okay? And now from here, we're going to go back to our right side, but this time we're going to go up, go out, around, and then to the base of the floor. So it's like doing a circle. So we're going up, around, and back to the floor. Up, around, to the back, to the floor. Okay, one more. Up, around, and the back to the floor. And if you're stiff in your hip joints, you may feel this very, very challenging. So do what you can. We're going to bring that right knee up, and the left leg straightens, and the same idea. We're going to go up, around, down, and to the floor. Up, around, down, to the floor. Up, around, down, to the floor. One more. Up, around, down to the floor. Okay? Just notice how that feels for your joints. Taking a moment here, just turning our palms up, breathing in, and breathing out. Okay. And we're going to invite you now to bend your knees close to the bottom of your seat. And we're only going to do a pelvic tilt, which is squeezing in your butt and your lower abs, and then just tilting up without bringing your whole back up. So just a little tilt and back down. And this is super wonderful release of your lower back tension, but you have to tighten your butt cheeks and then tilt up and then down. Tighten, tilt up and down. Tighten, tilt up and down. Tighten, tilt up and down. And now from here, we're going to do a full bridge by tightening, tilt up, and then slowly peeling one vertebrae at a time all the way up to what's comfortable, and then slowly bringing it down one vertebrae at a time. Let's do that again. Tilting up, one vertebrae at a time, all the way up, and then slowly one vertebrae at a time down. One more, tilting up, going all the way up, and hold here as if you can. 1, 2, 3, and slowly bring it down. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, and now we're going to release our left leg and straighten it out. And our right leg, we're going to bend towards our chest, using our hands, interlace your fingers, and see where you can bring your knee as close as possible to your chest, pointing your toes away from you, leaving your head on the ground, your chin is tucked in, and hi Cody, and slowly bringing it, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out, and then slowly release that. And then taking your left leg, interlacing your fingers, bringing your knee towards your chest, pointing your toes away from you. And slowly, as much as you can, bring your knee towards your chest, breathing in and breathing out, breathing in and breathing out. Now we're going to take both legs up. Take your hands and put them on your kneecaps, and we're going to slowly make small circles as if we're making circles on the ceiling. Okay, and as you make your circles, you can make them a little bigger as you go along. It's like a spiral, going bigger and bigger. And notice, and go as slow as you can, because when we do this really slow, we notice how tight we are and how, in what areas we might need a little bit more attention. So that, we really don't want to push ourselves to the point of hurting. We just want to open up and give a stretch. So now you can go any size circles you want, whatever it feels good, and you're giving yourself a really nice massage on your lower back, right in your tailbone. And now we're going to pause and go in the opposite direction. Small circles at first, and then gradually bring your circles bigger if it feels comfortable. Right? This is your yoga, your practice. So whatever your body speaks to you and says, oh, I really like to have big circles only, then you do big circles. Or this really doesn't feel good, I don't want to do it, then that's fine too. You just pause and breathe and listen to the steps. Now from here we're going to stop, lower our legs, stretch them out. Again, opening up our palms, closing our eyes, taking a breath in and out, and noticing all that wonderful work that was just done for our hip joints and our legs. Breathing in and breathing out. Okay, from here we're going to turn to our right. We're going to bend, I'm not sure if I'm on camera. We're going to bend our knees, and so our arm is straight out from our shoulder, our legs are bent, and our legs are parallel to our arm, and our head is down. Our top arm is touching our bottom arm, and we're meeting at the palms and even stretching a little further out. And then we're going to slowly bring that arm, trace the bottom arm all the way through, trace it across your chest. Try and keep your hips stacked upon one another. And as you trace your hand across the way, open up your hand to wherever it's comfortable and turn your gaze towards the left. So you're getting a really good stretch along your chest and your upper arm. And now bring your arm back, tracing it back. And we're going to do a couple more like this at your own pace. And just notice as you turn and gaze, what does that feel like? Many of us are on tablets and iPhones or computers, and so we tend to hunch. And so this is just opening up our shoulders, giving it back to its natural state of, not being so hunched. So there we go. Do as many as it feels good. We'll do one more. And really just as slow as you can, because that's where you really notice where in your body you need to draw your attention. All right, let's switch sides onto our left now. Switch over. Again, our knees are bent. Our hips are stacked on top of each other. Arm is straight out, parallel to the knees. And then our right hand is going to touch the left palm. And we're going to just stretch it even further and say hello to Cody. Hi, Cody. And then bring it back and stretch it along the arm over to the chest, keeping your hips stacked on top of each other. turning towards the left, so the right, sorry, and then bringing it back, tracing it back. And notice, how does one side feel towards the other compared to the other? And go at your own pace, remembering to breathe and go as slow as you can so you can really notice where in your body you may be holding a little bit more stress or tension. And so when we go slow, we're actually giving our body the opportunity to repair just by breathing into that area and back. I'm going to do one more. Okay, great. And here, we're going to just bring our legs together, and from our hands, we're going to try and take the insides of our feet, and it's called the baby pose or the dead bug pose, whichever, depends on where you are. So we're lifting our legs up, bringing our knees as close as we can, and then my hands are rolling up, and then we're going to take our hands and just place them in between the inner part of our feet, and as much as we can, we're trying to bring our knees towards our underarms, and our feet are straight, pointing towards the ceiling. And it's almost like a push and pull. So our feet are trying to go up, our knees are trying to go down, and then our tailbone is going down. So there's a lot of activity here. The baby pose, those babies know what they're doing. And so we're just going to slightly go from one side to the next, maybe like a 5 to 10 degrees from the spine, and enjoy that massage that occurs naturally as the body weight shifts, right, from one side to the next. Now let's say this is a position that really you can't get into. Use a strap. Just put a strap around your feet and hold the strap, and then you can go. So there's always adjustments that are available for any pose that you may want to do, okay? And then from here, we're going to slowly release our legs. And let's take a nice stretch, interlacing our fingers over our head, pointing our toes away from us, and stretching. Take a nice breath in, and stretch, 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 and slowly release. And now we're just going to stand up slowly, very slowly. Touch your mat, slowly come up. Standing with your legs hip-width apart, and we're just slowly going to twist, keeping our knees bent a little, twisting from side to side, a nice little thoracic mobility, looking behind as we go. We can increase the speed if we want, or we can stay wherever your body says, hey, this is what I want. Give your body what it needs. Okay, I'm going to slow it down. And now we're going to open up our legs, not width apart, maybe a little more than shoulder, as far as what feels comfortable for you. And then you're going to raise your hands up, shoulder width height, and lean towards the right, and then slowly allow your right hand to come down, and then look up to your left palm if that feels good. Otherwise, you can turn your gaze towards your foot. So whatever you feel best doing, and just notice how that left side feels, and then bring it up to the center. And now we're going to go to the left, leaning towards the left, dropping our hand down, and then the right arm goes up. And there we go, looking up at our palm or to our foot, whatever is best for you. You make the decision, and then slowly back to the center. Bringing your feet close together. We are going to end with interlacing our fingers, bringing them up over our head, and then if you can, slowly going up on your toes. And now while you're here, just imagine stretching as much as possible. So we want our arms, if we can, if it's comfortable, close to our ears. Our hands are stretching up or on our toes. And it's like we're elastic band. And we're stretching, 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 and then slowly release. I wish you a wonderful birthday, and have a great day, and know that we make a difference to everyone we meet. So when you can, smile. Bye, everyone.